Yeah, you want to get your notepad, you want to get your pen. The duration for this training is just 45 minutes, and it's going to be value, value, right? It's going to be value. Yes, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. To start off, yeah, we're good to go. So to start off, first, once again, I want to welcome everyone. My name is Emmanuel, and yeah, whatever I'll be sharing with you today is not to express the mastery of whatever it is I'll be sharing, but I'm still a student in this environment, but and I'm still learning actually. Some of the things I've been able to observe, or I've been able to learn over the past couple of days, into weeks, into months, and into years is what I'll be sharing with you today. Trading goes beyond understanding a strategy. Trading goes beyond mastering a strategy. Whatever you do in the trading environment is a reflection of who you are. Whatever you do in the trading environment is a reflection of your kind of person. If you're not patient in taking your entries in the foreign exchange market, it's simply a result or an expression of who you are as a person. There are a few nuggets I'm going to share with you before we even get into the training proper. And these are nuggets I got from a book called The Disciplined Trader, written by Mark Douglas. And Mark Douglas is a pro in this space, someone who has been trading the foreign exchange market for God knows how long. I don't even know the figure, right? But a few things I learned from his book, The Disciplined Trader, are just what I'm going to share with you. Now, from a psychological perspective, every trade you take has the possibility of fulfilling your wildest dream of financial independence and simultaneously present you with the risk of losing everything you own. From a psychological perspective, every trade, each trade you take, each entry you have in the market, while it presents the possibility of fulfilling your wildest dream to financial independence, it equally presents you with the risk of losing everything you own. So at the end of the day, you really want to engage mental discipline. You want to engage in emotional discipline in trading, right? Another nugget there is as you begin to understand the negative relationship between fear and perception, you might be surprised to learn that in your attempt to avoid losses, you actually create them. I've said this over and over again, the fear of loss, the fear of losing. See, once you understand that losing in the foreign exchange market is a part of the process, you eliminate the fear of it. And most times, the reason why people lose, it's not because they don't know how to trade. It's actually because of the way they've been able to express their fear of losing in the market. And the last one I'm going to talk about is this. During the course of learning how to trade, during the course of your trading journey, there are going to be phases of winning, phases of losing, phases of winning, phases of losing, winning. It's a phase, right? But the biggest problem with this phase in trading is that most people lose all their money before they get through the process. That literally, if I'm talking about this, I'm talking about money management. Most people, they lose their money before they get through with the process. And for even other traders that have enough money, there are some other individuals that trade and they look at it like, I have so much money, right? I'm going to keep trading the foreign exchange market. You know what this phase is? You know what it does to them? It puts them in a state of psychological trauma. So irrespective of how much you think you have, if during the phase of this try and error, if during the try and error phase, you have so much money and you lose so much money through that process, you still get yourself into that psychological trauma scenario. Right? And what it does is that it limits your confidence. It now presents fear. It inflicts fear in you. So that even when you are out of the process, when you're close to the mastering process, you still get scared of taking certain trades. Right? And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, if you want to become a successful trader, one thing I've learned and one thing I'm still learning is that you need to learn self-discipline and emotional control. I cannot overemphasize those two important factors. Self-discipline and emotional control. Remember that where you trade the market is a direct reflection of who you are. Right? So just starting to share those few nuggets before we get straight into the training. We're talking about Mt4 today, and I'm going to just go to of course we can see the chart on the screen. I'm just going to go to some of the things I do as an individual and the way I approach the market when it comes to MetaTrader for Forex. We have different types of Forex. We have the binary options. We have the binary options trading platform. We have the Mt4 trading platform. We have the Mt5 for volatility indexes and all of that. An amazing thing is that Forex is actually 24, not Forex actually, but you could trade the foreign exchange market 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week. You could trade different things in the market 24 hours, 7 days a week. I have open trades on MetaTrader 5, volatility index, even on a weekend like this. Right, so what trading does is that it gives you unlimited possibilities, it gives you unlimited potentials, right? It gives you unlimited opportunities to earn and to lose. But the one you get would be as a result of what you put into the market. So let's take a look at few of these charts now. I had a trade idea. I had marked up charts. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you know the way whatever I'm doing now is what I've learned. What's the difference between MT4 and MT5, sir? Just leave the questions to the end of the day. Basically, MT4, okay, MT5 is like an higher version of MT4 in the sense that there are some tradable instruments that you can't take or you can't use MetaTrader 4 on, but you can actually use MT5. But I would advise MT4 is still a good one. MT4 is still a good one. Still a good one. If you're looking at starting your journey in trading, just focus on MT4. Now, looking at what I have on the chart here, I see how we have mapped up zones. This is why I look at the market and then go into taking the trades. I simply wait for break and retest of structures, right? Support and resistance. I'm a technical trader. Learned this from Christopher Derrick and of course our own Mr. Ken Remo. And so whatever I'll be doing or saying, it's not what I figured out on my own. It's just what I've been able to learn over a period of time. So if you look at the chart now, I have two zones marked up. The support is the lower zone and the resistance. Now at this area, so when I marked this was the only thing I was seeing. I was only seeing this portion. Yeah. This was the only thing I considered when I marked this. I didn't see anything that was ahead of this. And after doing that, what did price do? Price did a break on this candle right here. The red candle, when I say break, I'm not saying that price showed its wick. Break simply means that you have a full body of a candle below the support zone. If it's in the resistance zone, it will be above the resistance zone. So this is actually that break of the candle as at 7 p.m. Right now, if I go straight to 15 minutes, I take my entries on 15 minutes. If you look at what happened here, where is it? Okay, good. So if you look at what happened there, this is the break of that candle. What happened next? There was a retest. You see this green candle came into the zone. These two green candles came into the zone. The next red candle confirmed that sellers were in the market. And so I was ready to sell the market with this red candle now. If the only thing I did was to click on sell by market using the MetaTrader 4 app, at the close of this candle, this particular red candle here, let me put the line on that. At the close of this candle, my entry point would have been 137.816 on Mt4, right? Taking that trade, I trade with proper risk management. 30 pips stop loss, 30 pips take profit. I don't risk more than 3% of my capital on a trade. Remember what I said earlier. From a psychological perspective, every trade presents you the opportunity to make a fortune with it, and equally presents you the risk of losing everything you own. So once you understand that, you would really understand the reason why you should not over leverage. You understand the reason why you should not put all of your funds on a single trade. Proper risk management is very, very important. So I only risk 3%. If I have $100 in my account, I risk 3%. And how do I know 3%? In Forex, there's something we refer to as pips. For those of you that were on the section 12 p.m. yesterday, I think I dropped the link. How many of you went to that link? You did go through that, that YouTube video, the one I sent. What is a pip? Please let me know on the chat. And did you get value? Do you actually understand pip in a better way now? Let me know on the chat, please. Anyone? Have I been communicating? Okay, yes, my network is great. Anyone? You got value from the training, right? From the video resource I sent on pips calculation. Yeah, that was for those that joined the section at 12 p.m. yesterday. So what it basically teaches you is that if you're using proper risk management, if you have $100 in your trading account and your lot size is 0.01, which is the required lot size, right? When you risk 10 pips, you're just risking 1% of your capital. When you risk 20 pips, you're just risking 2% of your capital. When you risk 30 pips, you're risking 3% of your capital. So in my own case now, I said I only risked 3%. Basically means that by taking this trade for a sell, my stop loss, ladies and gentlemen, in MetaTrader 4, we have 3 different parameters to be filled. There are 3 different parameters that are important or that are needed in a MetaTrader 4 platform, a MetaTrader 4 app, actually. Number 1 is the entry point. Of course, the entry point, the moment you click on buy, you get the entry point. I'm going to show you this thing practically on my smartphone shortly. Number 2 is the stop loss. Number 3 is the take profit. Okay, I think there are 4. And then we have the lot size. Right now, the entry point is the exact point at which you take a trade. The stop loss, what stop loss literally means is that this is the amount of money I want to risk. Okay, so when the trade gets to this place, stop the loss. Stop the loss. So the stop loss would literally become, it would be in the opposite direction of what you want the trade to do. I want this trade to come down. I took this trade for a sell at this area. Guess what? My stop loss will be above. Because it simply means that, okay, if the trade refuses to come in the direction at which I put it, it starts going in the opposite direction. When you get to this place, stop the loss. That's the meaning of stop loss. Now, take profit simply means that I'm predicting it to sell. So if it's coming in my direction of a sell, when it gets to a particular area, it should close the trade automatically. You know, one of the reasons why I love MetaTrader 4 Forex way of trading is because I don't even need to actively monitor my trade after entry. As soon as I get into the market, as soon as I enter a trade and I set my stop loss and take profit, I could go ahead and do other things. I could turn off my data. The reason why I love that is because I'm going to talk about that shortly. But I could turn off my data, I could turn off my phone. Once the trade gets to either my stop loss or my take profit, it will close automatically. Now, why did I laugh? I laughed because sometimes in 2019, I was still very, very new to this whole space of trading. I asked an amazing lady. Of course, she's been in the Forex environment long before I even joined. I asked her a question. I said, when I take a trade on Mt4, do I need to turn off my data? Can I turn off my data, or I need to just put on my data? And she laughed at me and told me, no, as soon as you enter the trade and you set your stop loss and take profit, you could turn off your phone. Right? So the market or the Mt4 gives you the opportunity to, it helps you automatically close your trade at any regulated point of loss or any regulated point of profit. So back to what I was saying, I reached 3%, which is 30 pips. I want you all to master the use of some of the tools on the TradingView platform. And what are those tools? If you look at what I have here, under this, there's a 2 year long position, short position. Short position simply means sell. So if I'm going to click this short position now, and I place that tool on this my entry point, guess what? This gives me a view of my stop loss and take profits. Emmanuel, what do you mean? Well, take a look at this. I only need to extend this and then make this figure turn to 30 pips. As soon as this turns to 30 pips, that's 30.3. That's my stop loss. What value do I have here? I have 134. Let me see. I have 138.184. It's giving me two different numbers. Why? Okay, so sorry, just a moment. Let me take this shaded. Good. So what do I have here? Let me take this. I'm coming, just a moment. Now I'm only supposed to be seeing one line there. Good. If you look at this now, my stop loss is the red line, the shaded part with the red color. That's my stop loss. My take profit, all I need to do is drag this down and then make it 30. So that's 30.2. Ladies and gentlemen, this red value, 138.119, would be my stop loss. And then the take profit would be 137.514. That is risking 3% to make 3%. And if you look at this trade, what happened? Did you see that the trade only dropped? It never went back into the zone. It never went back into this place like this to hit my stop loss. All it did was to come down. So immediately it got to this area. Do you know what would have happened? Whether I was actively participating or not, this trade would have closed in profit. And that's why we have the opportunity. You have the opportunity of leverage. There are times I sleep. There are times I take a trade before I go to bed. I wake up and I see money. That's leverage. These are some of the opportunities trading Forex gives you. Right? The tool again, when you look through this set of tools, under the text, you have I believe you have the Fibonacci, the pattern tools, right? And then this one before the arrow. Just see, funny enough, I don't even need to show you the exact point. There are things you should just learn on your own. Just go through them. If you really cannot understand what I just picked now, start picking every one of them. The name of the tool is short position. Pick it up yourself. The other things you will be able to explore. The other things you'll be able to see in the process of trying to get that particular tool. The other things you try out and you say, oh, this is the way this works. Right? So this is for short position. Now, I could manually just impute this value as my stop loss on MetaTrader 4. And then impute this value as my take profit on MetaTrader 4. But there's a question. Emmanuel, what if I don't have my laptop with me? How can I just calculate this stop loss and take profit? And that brings me to this. If you don't have your, let me share my screen on the phone. If you don't have your laptop with you and you want to take a trade, you want to leverage a trade on MetaTrader 4, all you need to do is just identify the area. What's this Zoom link? Okay, just a moment. Okay, good. There we go. Got it. No. So I want to share my screen. I want to share my screen just a moment. OMG, I took I took a trade earlier yesterday and I didn't set stop loss. Good. Maybe I'll be able to even talk about that. The importance of stop loss. Right? So everyone, you see the importance. Because I see some traders, they tell me I don't say, man, I don't set stop loss. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay. You're the one controlling the markets now. So ladies and gentlemen, this is okay, please, whatever I'm doing on this, okay, I'm just not going to react to that. This is what I have on my screen at the moment. Right? And this is MetaTrader 4. If you don't have the MetaTrader 4, I'll just go to App Store or go to Play Store and download MetaTrader 4. Right? If you're using an iPhone, come into this App Store, then type in MetaTrader 4. Search MetaTrader 4. You see that? So this is MetaTrader 4 here. If you're using an Android phone, you can equally do the same. It will bring the whole MetaTrader 4 thing and you download the app. I have a video on my YouTube. What's this? I have a video on my YouTube channel that takes you through the process of installing MetaTrader 4. As you can see, that's Mt4. So the moment you open it, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, your chart might not look like this. You have to just do the settings. You have to do the settings and make it look like this, right? The default chart would be black and white, right? Now, say for instance, this is my, when you look at the information on this app now, this has my account information in terms of the balance in my account, the equity. Equity simply means the capital left in my account after I've taken a trade. The balance is what I had before I took the trade. The equity is what I have when a trade is still running. So if you look at the balance is 1,207. The equity is 1,207 minus $7. Right? The margin, I promise you, I don't even know the margin. I used to know it, but I think I've forgotten. So I don't give attention to that. As long as you're engaging proper risk management, there are certain things you will not even worry yourself about. Margin level, I know it's the amount of, it's literally the percentage level of the total number of trades you have running. And the free margin is, okay, how much can I still use to take other trades? That's the free margin. Now, if I'm going to take a trade, for instance, I think what I just analyzed was what? Okay, that was USD-JPY. If I'm going to take a trade, I come straight to USD-JPY. If I cannot find it, this is USD-JPY here. I'll click on that and then click on trade. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at what I have on the screen at the moment, I have market execution and I have series of numbers below market execution. Now, market execution simply means that I'm going into the market immediately. I'm not setting pending orders. I don't trade pending orders. Maybe in subsequent classes, I'm going to talk about pending orders, right? But of course, from the word pending orders simply means that I'm believing that the market will sell at this point. So when I set a sell stop or when I set a sell stop or a sell limit, if the market gets there, even if I'm not looking at the chart, even if I'm not there to click on sell, it should automatically enter that trade for a sell. That's the meaning of pending orders. The same goes for a buy. But today we're talking about market execution. I'm active. I'm going to press sell or buy by myself. Right? Now, the figures that come below is what we call lot size. This is more like your risk size. If I have a trading account of $100, I'm supposed to have my lot size as 0.01. If I have $200, I'll just increase it, 0.02. $300, 0.03. $400 will be $0.04. If I have $1,000, the advisable amount of money I'm supposed to trade with is 0.10. This is the only thing that would make me risk 10 pips for 1% of my capital. In this case, we're talking about $100, right? If I take this trade, now when I see a trade, like I saw USD JPY, my entry point is 137.816. All I need to do immediately after I got that confirmation that, okay, this trade is ready to go, I'm supposed to click on sell by market. If I click it now, it won't work. Why? Because this is weekend. You can't trade currency pairs on weekend, right? Sell by market. If you tell you market is closed, that's exactly what. But just in case the market opens and you want to execute the trade, you click on sell by market. Now, after you've clicked on sell by market, you have something like this under the positions. So GBP/AUD, for those of you that were on the session, I think it was it 12 p.m. yesterday? No, this is since Thursday. Yeah, I had a session Thursday, 9:30. And I took this trade, I did not set stop loss or take profit. And that's why it's still running. Right? So once you have USD JPY in this format as well, you come to that trade, you can either slide it to the left-hand side, right? Or you could long press it and have information like close, modify, trade, and chart. Now you go and click on modify. When you click on modify, this is where you input your stop loss and your take profit. Now, I was talking about another way to calculate stop loss and take profit if I'm not active on the laptop, to use the tool on TradingView. What is that way? Ladies and gentlemen, focus. I think it was 12 p.m. yesterday. It was in the 12 p.m. section I took this trade. Yeah. I was going to explain entry points to someone. I think Mrs. Inen, I don't know if she's still here. Right? So GBP/AUD now, the entry point for GBP/AUD is 1.72285. You see there about, okay, good. I think you're the one who asked me that question on entry points yesterday. Or someone else, I can't remember. That's why I did not set stop loss for this trade. I forgot. So you have 1.72285 to 1.73395. The 1.72285 is your entry point. That's where you entered the market. The 1.73395 is the current market price. So as when the market closed yesterday, the market closed at 1.73395. That's the second value. The first one is your entry point. So how do I set my stop loss and take profit with the entry point? Remember, I said the stop loss would be in the opposite direction of the sell because it's stop loss. Instead of selling, if you decide to buy, when you buy to this point, stop my loss. And because I'm setting 30 pips, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put up the link for the pips video, the one I sent out yesterday. All I need to do is 1.7228 minus 30. Sorry, 1.7228 plus 30. You're going to ignore the 5 at the back because that 5 is pipette. But you're going to ignore it. When you're doing the calculation for pips, you ignore the last value. So I have 1.7228. If you add 1.7228 plus 30, that would literally give you 1.7258. So 1.7258, then you can now add the 5 back, would be your stop loss. I'll put that here, 1.72. Wait, 1.7258. Okay, good. 1.72585. That would be your stop loss. Right? Because it's above, it's the opposite. So your stop loss in a sell operation would be that entry point plus 30 pips. Now, what would the take profit be? The take profit would be the entry point minus 30. So my entry point would be, I have the entry point as 1.7228. The take profit would be what? 1.7228 8 minus 30. Simple math. 8, 1, 12, 9. So I'll be having 1.7198. 1.71985. And then I'm good to go. I can't click on modify now because the market is closed, but this is just how you typically set stop loss and take profit. Do we all understand? Was that practical enough? These are the only informations you need to set. You set this information, forget about it. The moment it modifies, you can close your laptop, and so you can close your smartphone, you can turn off your smartphone, do whatever it is you want to do. If the trade gets to any of the zones, so it's either your trade goes to your stop loss or it goes to your take profit. If it gets to any of those zones, it will close you out automatically. All right. Now, if it's in the case of a buy, unfortunately, I really wish I could. If it's in the case of a buy now, your stop loss will be what? Your entry point minus 30. That will be your stop loss. Let me take this back to the. You get the entry point after you've executed the trade. You get the entry point after you execute the trade. You don't see the entry point without executing. So the first thing you do when you see a trade, or when you're told a trade is ready for a buy, is to go click on that trade, click on the trade, be sure that your lot size is the required lot size, and then click on buy or sell by market. It's not until you do that. It's when you do that that you see the entry point underneath the currency pair. This training is recorded, so you can always go back to view it. Right now, in this case of so literally this trade played out on USD JPY. As simple as that. The same thing. This is on USD JPY. If you look at it again, see, it did that. It gave that entry, and guess what? Price went back into the zone. Did dangling. Good, ladies and gentlemen, look at something here. This is not, okay, this is a break, kind of. This is a break, but there was no retest. If I look at this area now, there was no area of retest. That's going to be a separate training entirely. My voice is breaking. Is my voice breaking? My voice is not breaking. My network is great today. Am I correct? Can everyone hear me? Is my voice breaking, please? Frances, please go check your network. My network is great today, right? Thank you so much. So if you look at this now, price went back up. I want you all to look at something here. Market came down again to that sell zone and gave an entry. Now, if we go check 15 minutes, look at this. Okay, there was no retest here because the green candle that went up. There's going to be another day I'll talk about we can retest for you to get entry points. The reason why I'm doing this thing is just to teach you all how to implement or execute trade ideas on MetaTrader 4. Right, let's go ahead and look out for a buy. Let's do a quick illustration on buy. Which currency pair? I don't want to talk about we can retest. That's another training entirely. Right, clear this. GBP/AUD. Yeah, so this was the GBP. This was the GBP/AUD trade I took yesterday around 12, and it's dropped. If you all see, so look at that trade you saw on my MetaTrader 4 account that is now in minus $7. If I had set take profit for it, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at it. I took that trade at around 12 p.m. yesterday in the 12 p.m. session. This is it. Yeah, it's good. I took it around here. Right? What's the entry point? If I'll look for the entry point now, the entry point is 1.72285. So let's go check 1.72285. 1.72285. Okay. Was this, did I do anything in yesterday? After 12 p.m. How would I have entered this trade at this area? Okay, the time I took the trade is even on the 11:53 now. 1.72285. 1.722. Hey, what's this? Just a moment, please. I'm seeing some disparity here. If I enter the trade at 11:58, 53, 22. Oh, it was day before yesterday, actually. I'm on GA. Yes, now this is GA. I'm supposed to be on GA. I'll get back to this. It's a bit confusing. Yesterday's date was 22:07. Right? I took this trade at 11:53 at 1.72285. Here's the chart. That's incredible. A bit as it may, if I was looking at this particular chart to take that trade, I would have taken it above. So let's just leave that. Maybe I just got into that trade to show. I'm looking for a buy. I want us to do a kind of let's see. Okay, I would have loved to use gold, but gold calculation of pips is different from that of other currency pairs. Okay, I only executed the trade yesterday without checking it. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Israel. Yeah, I knew because if I was going to take that trade by just looking at it, I would have taken it at that area. So I wanted to explain something to you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for reminding me about that. Did this do 30 pips? I want to see if this did 30 pips from here. Okay, yes, it did. So ladies and gentlemen, look at USD card here. Now USD card did a break here. It did a break here. It did a retest here. If I go check 15 minutes on the retest, so we're going to calculate the stop loss and take profit. Good. I love this. So look at what we have here. Let me take this black line away. If you are taking this trade for a buy at the close of this green candle right here, right? Your entry points would have been at the close of this green candle. That is 1.28963. Your stop loss will be the entry point minus 30 pips, because now you're predicting that price should go up. And in case it doesn't go up, if it starts coming down, you should stop your loss at that 30 pips area. So let's go ahead and calculate the 30 pips. We're not going to use that tool now. We're just going to do normal calculation. Ladies and gentlemen, please calculate 1.2896 minus 30. I'm going to pick up a line, and whatever answer you give me on the chart is what I will input on that line. So the line is somewhere up. I'm going to paint that to red. Calculate 1.2896 minus 30. Of course, remember, you have to take away, just forget about the 3, the last figure at the end of price. Forget about the last figure at the end of price. Focus on only the 4 digits. So 1.2896 minus 30. I mean, that's simple. That's 1.2866. Am I correct? 96 minus 30 is 66. Right? And someone confirmed that. Anybody? Did I get it right? Good, thank you. So all I need to do now to check if the 30 pips is correct, I'm just going to edit this red line and put in that value, 1.28663. Okay. Did you see where the red line came to? So this is my stop loss. Now let's just go create another line and then make it green for our take profit. Now, 1.2896 plus 30. 1.2896 plus 30. If I do that calculation, that would be 1.2926. 1.2926. You can confirm that that's the value. I can do it without even thinking about it. I've been doing this for a couple of months. All right, so take profit to be 1.2829263. Now let's edit this green number and then put in 1.263 and then click OK. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see what happened here? So it basically means that my stop loss would have been, if this trade after entering it here, if it came down to this point, MetaTrader 4 would have closed my trade with only minus 3% of my capital. But what if it didn't go down and it continued going up like it did? What would have happened? It would have equally closed my trade with an addition of 3% of my capital. Now let's go use the tool to confirm. Now using this tool now, you use the long position. The long position simply means buy, right? If you put it on this entry point here, right, set this one to 30 pips. Did you see that it's right on that area? That's 30.2. Set the take profit. Ladies and gentlemen, this confirms your calculation of the parameters you'll be inputting into your MetaTrader 4 app. Are we clear with this explanation on the buy? Are we clear? I had to do one sell and do another buy. And you see how that trade would have played out again on that currency pair. USD CHF. I just want you all to notice how price is. Look at this, right? Took it for a sell at this point. Price came down, did 30 pips. Did it come up? Did it go up in the stop loss area? No, right? AUD USD did not give me an entry. I was expecting the entry around this area. It didn't do that. AUD JPY, nah. Euro USD, yeah, Euro USD kind of. Who gave this state? Okay, Euro USD did something here, got into the zone. 30 pips stop loss would have been somewhere way below. And then it went up, did 36 pips. It is what it is. So I want to appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully you guys got value. My section, the duration is 45 minutes. This is 44 minutes. I could give 2 minutes to attend to any question. Does anybody have any question? Any question? Do we have any question? Let me see if I can attend to 1 or 2 questions. Wait for question, please. Okay, Azenabo, do you have a question? Please, the question should only be directed on MetaTrader 4. Felix, you dropped something on the chat that I didn't understand, and I don't want to understand. I'm not talking about break and retest here. I'm only talking about Mt4 Trading Platform. So, is your question on Mt4 Trading Platform or it's on something else? Felix, don't mind Felix. I know him personally, that's why. When can we have the chatting class? Okay, so I'm just going to stop the recording here.